Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 8th to December 19th, reveal that Peter Blake will return after some bones are discovered. Chanel Dupree DeMera will also fear that Johnny DeMera is in danger, so here's what Days viewers can expect. During the week of December 8 to 12, Abe Carver will panic during a phone call with Theo Carver. Theo will go missing during that conversation, so Paulina Price will work to console him. Once Chanel gets updates, she'll realize yet another DeMera has vanished. Chanel will worry about Johnny being next, and may even have concerns about little Trey DeMera since he's been adopted into the family. There'll be some precautions as a result, so it looks like EJ DeMera will set Chanel and Johnny up with some bodyguards. Johnny and Chanel won't like it, but at least they'll have some extra protection. As for EJ, he'll awaken after the drug dose Kat Green gave him. Once Kat snoops a bit, she may quiz EJ while he's still groggy and hope he's more inclined to answer her questions. Kat will also keep up the romantic charade with EJ, though we'll see if real feelings might be mixed in with that. Regardless, Days spoilers say Susan Banks will spot EJ and Kat in a compromising position later. Since Dr. Wilhelm Rolfe will be lurking in the DeMera tunnels, he'll catch Susan off guard when he emerges from the secret passage and enters the living room. While Susan grills Dr. Rolfe, Chad DeMera and the others in the crypt will react to another arrival. Theo will become the newest hostage, so he'll get some terrible news from Chad, Kristen DeMera, and Tony DeMera. Kristen has already been digging through the floor, so that'll lead to the captives making a starting discovery. There'll be some unknown human bones that leave Chad, Kristen, Tony, and Theo curious. As for Tate Black, he'll open up to Holly Jonas about a problem he's trying to tackle. This may involve Tate's last-ditch effort to save his college experience and avoid flunking out of Salem U. While Brady Black and Sarah Horton grow closer, Rachel Black will fall prey to Sophia Choi's manipulation at Bayview. Rafe Hernandez and Jada Hunter will also go on the hunt for DeMera answers, while Jeremy Horton lashes out over Maggie Kiriakis' lack of trust. Over with Stephanie Johnson and Alex Kiriakis, they'll put up some Christmas decorations before discussing their next chapter as a couple. This could bring a discussion about marriage, and perhaps kids too, since Stephanie recently seemed so eager to pump the brakes on having children. Stephanie may feel the need to clarify where she stands for Alex. Back with EJ, he'll be kidnapped and thrown in the family crypt next, so he's in for a rude awakening. During the week of December 15th and 19th, Sophia will count on Rachel to come through for her. Rachel may create a diversion or become part of some other scheme that Sophia has in mind. There's a chance Rachel might help Sophia escape at some point, especially if Sophia decides to reclaim her child. Sophia might decide she simply won't stand for Johnny and Chanel raising her baby, so that could lead to some escape and kidnapping trouble. Other Days spoilers say Dan Gauthier will take over the role of Peter Blake. So many Duel fans will be eager to see Kristen DeMera's brother and Stefano DeMera's adoptive son again. Is Peter behind the kidnappings, or could he become another abduction victim instead? Either way, Gauthier will make his first appearance as Peter on December 19th. Days of Our Lives, spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some chaos and curveballs, so stay tuned. According to the latest Days of Our Lives spoilers for December 8th to 12th, 2025, Salem will be full of drama, romance, and surprises. Fans can watch the DeMera trio try to escape from their captors, while secret relationships, personal fights, and unexpected alliances create tension. Loyalties will be tested, and emotions will run high all week. Salem's residents face tough personal challenges. Sparks fly between Sarah and Brady, and Rachel may fall under someone's bad influence. The episodes promise both touching and exciting moments. With important talks and shocking revelations coming, viewers will have an intense and emotional week full of twists. Jada and Theo are looking forward to a special night, but things don't go as they planned. Gabby and Philip are growing more worried, and Kat has questions for EJ that need answers. Paulina shows how caring she can be while comforting Abe. Chad, Kristen, and Tony try to escape from their captors, but working together could cause more problems as tensions rise. EJ finds himself in a tricky situation with Kat that might get Susan involved. Javi accidentally hears a conversation he wasn't supposed to. Leo comes up with an idea, but Gwen quickly shuts it down. The DeMera trio prepares for a shocking discovery, that could completely change their situation, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. Alex surprises Stephanie with something she did not expect, and she must respond. Chanel feels anxious, but Paulina helps calm and support her. Tate tells Holly about a problem he is facing, while Brady and Sarah share a heartfelt moment that brings them closer. Meanwhile, Sophia starts influencing Rachel, which could cause trouble in Salem. Xander opens up to Marlena and shows her what he has been going through. Sparks fly between Sarah and Brady, and their connection grows stronger. Johnny and Chanel start feeling more uneasy about what is happening. Gabby faces a confrontation with someone close to her. Rafe and Jada work together to solve an important mystery that could affect the whole town. Stephanie and Alex have a serious discussion about what their next step should be, which prepares the ground for things that will happen later. Maggie makes fun of and bothers Jeremy, creating disagreements and problems. EJ makes a final choice about Leo that causes Gwen to complain strongly. Rafe announces a caution to the people living in Salem, and Chad tells Theo about his worries, leaving the audience eager to know what the future holds. The next few days in Salem are full of heated arguments, risky circumstances, and unexpected partnerships. As hidden facts become known and connections are put through hard times, the characters must deal with difficulties that could change Salem permanently, with love stories, excitement, and stunning unexpected moments all taking place. Viewers will definitely want to watch every part of the action in this eventful week. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Monday, December 8th reveal: Theo Carver has a problem. Meanwhile, what's got Philip Kyriakis and Gabby DiMera worried? Plus, the DiMera family reunion continues. Here's what you need to know. First, Theo and Jada Hunter's date is interrupted. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal there is a clip in the extended preview showing Theo will be yet another captive in the DiMera crypt. So, we wonder if this is when he disappears, especially since Abe Carver gets consolation from Paulina Price. In the weekly preview, we see Abe clearly worried after a call with Theo is cut off. So, we believe that Abe might have called him about something, and Theo stepped away to answer, possibly outside. While the call is still going on, our mystery abductor grabs Theo. This will not only worry Abe, it might also lead to friction between him and Paulina. He did make his objections to Theo's involvement in the family company clear, and Jada will likely not even have time to worry about her disappearing date before either Abe or Paulina contacts her to tell her about the incident. In possibly related new, Philip and Gabby find something to be worried about. Will they learn about Theo's disappearance as well? They could both be looked at closely. After all, Philip just had a contentious situation with the DiMera family as part of Titan. And Gabby will, presumably, be one of the last people to see Theo before his disappearance. Of course, it's no secret she and Theo have been getting along, so there shouldn't be an issue there. However, Gabby does tend to get riled up when something she could be blamed for happens. Finally, the DiMera family gathering just keeps growing. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal Chad DiMera is already trapped in the crypt with Kristen DiMera and Tony DiMera. Teasers say they fight over how to get out of the crypt. We imagine this would be a Kristen and Chad versus Tony situation as far as tactics. Both Kristen and Chad are especially desperate and motivated to get out of there. Meanwhile, Kristen has criticized Tony more than once for his lack of effort. If this is the case, we know what side is going to come up victorious. The previous episode of Days of Our Lives saw EJ becoming fixated on his past. Meanwhile, Jack advised Thomas regarding the custody battle. On the other hand, Gabby warned Theo while Kat offered Jennifer a deal. And then last but not least, Kristen and Tony updated Chad in the crypt. From questions and interruptions to suggestions and discoveries, the fans have plenty to look forward to on the soap opera. Here's what the audience can expect from the upcoming week on Days of Our Lives when they tune in to CBS to watch the popular daytime drama set in Salem, Illinois. The first episode of the week features Jada's date night with Theo being interrupted. But by whom? Gabby and Philip grow concerned. Is this about the constant disappearances? Kat questions EJ. But what will this lead to? Paulina comforts Abe while Chad, Kristen, and Tony debate escape options. Susan catches EJ and Kat in a compromising position. How will she react to it? Javi overhears Rafe. What will he find out? When Gwen rejects Leo's suggestion, is this going to cause even more friction between them? The Demera captives make a bone-chilling discovery. Will they find bones? Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Alex surprises Stephanie. Is this going to be wholesome? Paulina tries to reassure a worried Chanel. But will it work? Up next, Tate fills Holly in on his dilemma. Is she going to comfort or advise him? Brady and Sarah commiserate. And then there is Rachel, who is influenced by Sophia. Thursday, December 11th, 2025. Xander opens up to Marlena. Is this about his divorce from Sarah? Sparks fly between Brady and Sarah. Is this the start of something new? Extra precautions don't sit well with Johnny and Chanel. And then there is Gabby, who defends herself to Javi. Lastly, Rafe and Jada search for answers. Friday, December 12th, 25. Stephanie and Alex talk about their future. When Maggie upsets Jeremy, what could it be about? Gwen protests when EJ decides to go after Leo. Rafe warns Kat. But about what exactly? Chad expresses his fears to Theo. Is this regarding their abduction and being left in the Dimera crypt? I've always loved Days of Our Lives because it mixed groundbreaking, realistic stories with family drama. But those days are over, at least for now. Days of Our Lives during the week of 12/08 to 25 will kick the disappearing Dimera storyline into higher gear. But it's clear this isn't anywhere near over yet. I knew Theo would be the next to disappear after he wandered off to answer Abe's call. Gabby noticed he'd been gone a while, and Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of 12/08 to 25 show Abe getting a weird phone call and Theo waking up in the crypt. Kidnapping Theo doesn't seem like a great idea, especially after EJ notified the police about Chad's disappearance. Now that every Dimera currently in Salem has vanished, it's obvious that these disappearances are all connected. Of course, the police in Salem are a joke, so the cops will probably assume these are all isolated incidents, or that EJ is responsible because he's the only one still standing and not do much to find anyone. Still, how many times can a kidnapper knock someone out without anyone noticing? The only one of these kidnappings that makes sense, from a not getting caught perspective, is Kristen. Since she was in jail with a motive for breaking out, Theo is the worst idea because he doesn't have any reason to disappear, and he just took over as CEO of the company. Plus, his dad is the former police commissioner and mayor, and his stepmom is the current mayor. So far, this story seems like an inferior version of the Malawan story in the 1920s, where many long-standing residents of Salem were killed in bizarre ways, only for it to be revealed that the deaths were faked and the residents were transported to an island that was set up to look just like Salem. Andre Dimera was behind that weird plan, so it wouldn't surprise me if he were involved again. Except that this kidnapping story is so much more pointless that it seems beneath him. That would be more shocking if they were being held anywhere but the final resting place of dead Dimeras. Bones, a body in a crypt is sort of expected, though I guess people are not supposed to be buried under the floorboards. Where exactly is this leading? Does Rolf need blood and tissue from every living Dimera to resurrect the skeleton they're about to find? He is in the tunnels this week, coming up at the wrong time and startling Susan, so it's possible. I feel as if Days of Our Lives has jumped tracks and is telling a different story than the one they started with, but I'm sure there's some bizarre connection between the high-tech lab and the crypt-turned-makeshift prison. Whatever it is, I just hope it's worthwhile, and that it doesn't lead to a Stefano resurrection. I know Stefano is supposed to be the Phoenix, but Joe Mascalo is no longer with us, and his last appearance was disrespectful enough. Despite persistent rumors that this is what all the subterfuge is about, I think the writers will surprise us. We know that Peter Blake is returning on December 18th, so he's probably involved in this story. He was obsessed with Jennifer earlier in life, but whatever's going on has nothing to do with her, at least not at this point, although her insistence on taking Chad's kids away is not helping anything. I don't understand Kat drugging EJ's drink at all. I think this was supposed to be a red herring in the kidnapping story. The victims were drugged, so some viewers will spend the weekend wondering if Kat is behind it. It's highly unlikely that she is, since she got the drugs from Andrew, unless the ISA is behind these kidnappings for some reason. That's possible, I suppose, but it's more likely that Kat's actions are about making EJ vulnerable enough that he'll tell the ISA anything he knows about the secret lab, the disappearances, or whatever else they want to know. Abe will get a strange call that alerts him that something is wrong, and that's good news. He hasn't had enough to do lately, and helping search for his missing son will be more interesting than all the yelling he's been doing about how Theo shouldn't work for DiMera Enterprises. Of course, once Theo is found, Abe has even more reason to feel that way, but for now, at least we get a break from that. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of 12/08/25, Johnny and Chanel will get fed up with extra precautions. Most likely, there will be extra security around Johnny. He may have to come back early from his Chicago trip so that no one can do anything to him while he's away, though I'm not sure extra protection in Salem will do him much good, all things considered. In any case, the extra security will probably make things more difficult for Johnny and Chanel with the baby, leading to more frustration for them. It might also inadvertently mess up Sophia's plans, since no one will be able to get to the baby while the couple is under guard. Sitting in a room sniping at Tony is a waste of Kristen's time. She's not generally one of my favorite characters, but right now she's needed in this Bayview storyline. Her arrival at Bayview would cause chaos even if Sophia wasn't messing with Rachel. But with the situation being what it is, I want Kristen to find Sophia in her daughter's room and put a stop to her manipulations. Kristen will see through Sophia instantly and make it clear, in only the completely unhinged way Kristen can, that Sophia is to leave her daughter alone and not even think about defying this order when Kristen isn't around. A Kristen-Sophia face-off will be pure fun, and Kristen will win. Let's go already! There's also some nonsense with Alex surprising Stephanie and Maggie making Jeremy feel she's not on his side. But forget that. What do you think of these more interesting Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of 12/08/25? Sound off in the comments, and don't forget to share this article with your friends so they can join the conversation. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of November 24th tease a tense stretch in Salem as old legends and new threats collide. Belle and Chad explore a fresh romantic spark, just as a mysterious stalker tightens the net around Stephanie and Alex. Meanwhile, hints of another Stefano-linked plot raise questions about how far the DiMera legacy will reach this time. The long-running Peacock soap is already renewed for future seasons, so the writers have room to build another long game arc around the DiMeras. Fans can expect romance, suspense, and a possible resurrection twist, all packed into Thanksgiving week episodes. The latest spoilers suggest big moves that will shape several major families at once. Belle Brady and Chad DiMera are set to act on their Salem singles match at last. Spoilers say the former almost couple will likely agree to a low-pressure date, testing whether their old spark can turn into something real. Their possible reunion comes as Chad tries to show he is moving on from his heartbreak with Kat Green. That timing matters, because Jennifer Horton Devereaux is still weighing whether to take Thomas and Charlotte to Boston. Even if Chad proves he is ready for a new chapter, Jennifer may not change her mind. The question for viewers is whether a new romance with Belle can keep his family rooted in Salem, or if he faces another painful loss. Elsewhere, Kat continues to piece together her past with E.J. DiMera. She remembers reading Wuthering Heights to a bandaged man in a coma while Sammy Brady watched over him. Andrew Donovan has confirmed that Kat and EJ once recovered at the same Italian clinic, and EJ is now starting to recognize Kat's voice from his own foggy memories. As Kat and EJ compare notes, the pieces of a larger DiMera puzzle start to move. EJ is also overseeing the next phase of a secret project involving a crate sent to a shady hospital wing. Dmitri von Leuschner's name keeps surfacing, raising speculation that he could be tied to a plan to revive Stefano's influence, if not his actual memories. Gabi Hernandez and Philip Kyriakis add a lighter but risky note to the week. During trivia night at the pub, Philip turns on the charm and Gabi lets herself fall deeper into the budding romance. What Philip does not know is that Gabi is secretly working with Tony DiMera to destroy the Titan-DiMera merger. And that truth is a time bomb for both her love life and her business standing. Steve and Kayla Johnson, meanwhile, enjoy some rare romantic quiet. They have no idea that Stephanie's stalker is closing in on her and Alex Kyriakis. The show has teased Jeremy Horton as an obvious suspect, but the stalker's face remains hidden, suggesting a more surprising reveal down the line. Stephanie's upcoming book tour could put her directly in the danger zone. These Days of Our Lives spoilers reflect what the series has done for decades. The show blends romance, family conflict, and out there plots like mind control chips and demonic possession, as NBC and other outlets have often highlighted. This new arc leans into that tradition by tying a modern dating app story and a stalker thriller to the long shadow of Stefano DiMera. For viewers, the Belle and Chad story taps into familiar emotional ground. Both characters have lost a lot over the years, so a slow-burn romance lets fans hope for some happiness amid the chaos. At the same time, the threat to Stephanie and Alex keeps tension high, reminding the audience that no relationship in Salem is truly safe. The possible Stefano connection matters on a bigger level. Recent coverage has noted how Peacock has renewed Days of Our Lives for more seasons, giving the writers room to plan multi-year arcs. Tying Dimitri, EJ, and Gwen into a new resurrection-style plot signals that the DiMeras will stay central to the canvas for a long time. Business drama around Titan and the DiMera Empire also carries real stakes. Gabby's secret deal with Tony could cost her Philip's trust and her corporate power in one blow. The fallout from that betrayal could ripple through the Kyriakis and DiMera families, setting up new alliances and rivalries as the show heads into its next seasons. As the week of November 24th unfolds, Days of Our Lives spoilers point to a Salem on the edge. A stalker circles Stephanie, Belle, and Chad test their chemistry, and a crate tied to Stefano's legacy raises fresh questions. Longtime fans and new Peacock viewers alike will want to watch closely as the next chapter of the DiMera saga begins. iNews covers the latest and most impactful stories across entertainment, business, sports, politics, and technology, from AI breakthroughs to major global developments. Stay updated with the trends shaping our world. For news tips, editorial feedback, or professional inquiries, please email us at info@zoombangla.com. Get the latest news and breaking news first by following us on Google News, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of December 8th to 12th reveal that the mystery behind the DiMeras' kidnapping continues. The family also makes a bone-chilling discovery while being held captive. Jeremy finds himself left out, even among his family. And over at the DiMera mansion, Susan sees Dr. Rolfe. Jada's date night with Theo is interrupted. Gabby and Philip grow concerned. Kat questions EJ. Paulina comforts Abe. Chad, Kristen, and Tony debate escape options. Susan catches EJ and Kat in a compromising position. Javi overhears Rafe. Gwen rejects Leo's suggestion. The DiMera captives make a bone-chilling discovery. Alex surprises Stephanie. Paulina tries to reassure a worried Chanel. Tate fills Holly in on his dilemma. Brady and Sarah commiserate. Rachel is influenced by Sophia. Xander opens up to Marlena. Sparks fly between Brady and Sarah. Extra precautions don't sit well with Johnny and Chanel. Gabby defends herself to Javi. Rafe and Jada search for answers. Stephanie and Alex talk about their future. Maggie upsets Jeremy. Gwen protests when EJ decides to go after Leo. Rafe warns Kat. Chad expresses his fears to Theo. Last week on Days of Our Lives, Brady faced a heartbreaking decision. Thomas was asked an important question. Danger loomed for Stephanie, and Sophia crossed paths with Rachel in Bayview. Check out the quick recap below. Monday, December 1st. Sarah shocks Maggie. Gwen takes pity on Xander. EJ and Theo team up. And Abe, Paulina, Johnny, and Chanel's Thanksgiving meal is delayed. Tuesday, December 2nd. Leo and Javi have a scratchy encounter with Gwen. Kat asks EJ for help. Kayla confirms Marlena's diagnosis. Belle asks Paulina for support. And Brady struggles to get through to Rachel. Wednesday, December 3rd. Marlena confides in Leo, Kate and Maggie talk Titan business. Tate makes a promise to Brady, Holly frets to Ari, and Sophia shocks Rachel. Thursday, December 4th. Kat triggers EJ's memory. Steve comes between Alex and Stephanie. Chanel debates with Johnny. Holly cheers up Tate, and Rachel and Sophia bond. Friday, December 5th. EJ becomes fixated on his past, Jack advises Thomas. Gabby warns Theo. Kat offers Jennifer a deal, and Kristen and Tony update Chad. Watch Days of Our Lives on Peacock. The House of DiMera is making a resurgence on Days of Our Lives. Here's the soap's latest comings and goings casting news. Find out if any stars from yesteryear are returning to the show, if any newcomers are joining the soap in contract, recurring, or day player roles, and if any of your favorite actors are exiting the Peacock drama. Peter Blake returns to Days after 27 years, now played by Dan Gauthier, as the crypt mystery deepens. Tony, Chad, and Kristen are set for a chilling discovery in Tuesday's episode. Susan Banks resurfaces, catching EJ and Kat in a compromising moment. Sophia Choi and Rachel Black both return to the canvas as Bayview drama escalates. As the mysterious crypt storyline unfolds, a long-missing DiMera is returning to the fold. Peter Blake, Kristen's brother, who was last on the canvas 27 years ago when he escaped from prison, will be played by One Life to Live alum Dan Gauthier. The character was originated by Jason Brooks, who portrayed Peter from 1993 to 1998. Gauthier is set to debut later this month. Here's a look back at the troubled character. Thao Penghalis is back as Tony DiMera. Look for the character and his kidnapped siblings, Billy Flynn's Chad and Haiduk's Kristen, to make a bone-chilling discovery on Tuesday, December 9th. Stacey Haiduk does double duty this week. She appears as Susan Banks on Tuesday, December 9th. Look for her alter ego to catch EJ and Kat in a compromising position. Richard Wharton clocks back in as Dr. Wilhelm Rolfe. The diabolical mastermind interacts with Haiduk's Susan. Rachel Boyd gets more screen time as Sophia Choi. The troubled teen continues to stir things up at Bayview on Wednesday, December 10th. Check out some facts about the actress. Alice Halsey returns as Rachel Black this week. She shares scenes with Boyd's Sophia on Wednesday, December 10th. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers have suggested for some time that Jeremy Horton might be the person stalking Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie truly believes that Jeremy is causing problems for her, but unfortunately, it seems that another stalker could be the problem. Stephanie is finally happy with Alex Kyriakis. Alex used to be a major playboy, but Stephanie has given him a reason to be a one-woman man. However, Stephanie has not always been so lucky in love. Jeremy is just a look at Stephanie's unlucky romantic past. Stephanie has opened up to Alex about her past with Jeremy and him holding her head underwater. But there is more. Jeremy was just one of the bad guys from Stephanie's past. Currently, it seems as though Jeremy is up to his old tricks again. Could it be that Jeremy is being set up by another blast from Stephanie's past? Perhaps someone who is even more mean than Jeremy was to her? Who could this person be that would frame Jeremy as a stalker once again? Stephanie and Alex are in a great place now. However, Alex has become very concerned about some of the fan mail that Stephanie has received. One letter was so creepy that Alex passed it on to Steve Johnson to check out. In the meantime, Alex's soda was drugged by a mysterious character as well. Days of Our Lives has confirmed that someone from Stephanie's past is returning, and that seems to be coming soon. Owen Kent is about to return to Salem with an agenda of his own. All hints are currently pointing to Owen being the one behind the one stalking Stephanie and making it look as though Jeremy is the culprit. Years ago, Owen was hired to kidnap Stephanie in the DiMera vs. Kyriakis feud years ago. Owen was later arrested when Philip Kyriakis, Melanie Jonas, and Brady Black rescued Stephanie. Owen escaped when the vehicle transporting him was hijacked. It appears that Stephanie's book has drawn Owen out of the woodwork, and he is back for revenge. Susan Banks warned Stephanie that her book was about to become a real-life mystery. After all, if Owen kidnaps Stephanie, the book could turn into a real-life murder mystery if someone doesn't save her before Owen gets a chance to take her out. Will Stephanie be saved before Owen can make his move to kill her? Will Stephanie be saved in the end? Come here for all things Duel. Check back often for your Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, and updates. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of Monday, December 8th to Friday, December 12th. Reveal Susan Banks gets a surprise. Meanwhile, Jeremy Horton is feeling betrayed. Plus, who's the next DiMera to go missing? Here's what you need to know. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, December 8th to Friday, December 12th. Surprise! First, Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal Susan is back. She'll be in the DiMera mansion, possibly looking for E.J. DiMera. However, she'll end up finding Dr. Wilhelm Rolfe instead. She'll be suspicious of his presence, especially since he's entering the home through the tunnels. We're picturing a possibly amusing encounter, as Rolfe tries to satisfy Susan's curiosity. However, she's likely to not buy a word of what he's selling. She has been a bit more aggressive and more no-nonsense since we returned, so to speak. We think that could have something to do with that mediumship class she's taking. But we digress. As far as this interaction goes, we see it causing nothing but trouble for EJ. He didn't want anyone to know of Rolfe's presence just yet, and Susan is not going to approve in the least. So, EJ is going to have a lot of explaining to do soon. Elsewhere, we've seen plenty of the good side to Jeremy since his return. However, we've also seen a lot to make Stephanie Johnson justified in not wanting him around. This time, it will be Maggie Kyriakis who has some doubts, and Jeremy will be hurt by it as he thought Maggie was different. He'll accuse her of just seeing the worst in him like everyone else, and it's likely thanks to Holly Jonas. She's come across a lot of disturbing letters sent from Salem to Stephanie. We can see this coming up in conversation between Holly and Maggie, as Maggie is bound to ask how the new internship is going. With Jeremy's history with Stephanie, it would be logical for Maggie to wonder. Finally, Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal the DiMera Crypt party isn't over yet. There's at least 2 more guests joining. One, as we discussed elsewhere, is Theo Carver. But there is another mystery person dumped in the crypt at the end of the weekly preview. Going by the clothes, it's likely E.J. DiMera. If it is, this makes it less likely E.J. had anything to do with these kidnappings. We do have an idea of who is, though. Days of Our Lives spoilers hint that the Peacock soap recently dropped its extended winter promo, and it's explosive. With that said, a familiar face was profiled for a very brief moment in the preview, soap actor Wes Razmi. Some Duel fans may recall that Razmi was on the daytime drama back in 2009, and other viewers may also recognize him from his time as Peter August on General Hospital. So let's talk about it. Razmi appears near the end of the day's extended winter promo, where Steve Johnson is grabbing a man dressed in black, demanding to know where his daughter is. It's a very quick clip, as Razmi was only in the shot for a millisecond. But he's in there, and Day's viewers are buzzing around the idea that Razmi may reprise his Owen Kent role. Back in 2009, the actor played Owen, a criminal hired by E.J. DiMera to kidnap Stephanie Johnson. Owen was arrested at the time, but escaped during a mishap with the transport vehicle and hasn't been talked about since. Will Razmi reprise his Owen role, or has he been cast as a new character? Razmi was on GH from 2017 to 2021 as Peter August, but hasn't been seen in the land of daytime drama since. There has been some speculation that he could return to Port Charles, as there's been a mystery investor working on a lab project, and he's been theorized as one of the characters who could be this man. While Peter did pass away in 2021, August's half-siblings, Britt Westbourne and Nathan West, have just returned from the dead, so why not Peter too? In addition, Razmi is also dating Laura Wright, who plays Carly Spencer on the ABC soap. Whether or not Razmi returns to GH, he'll definitely be seen in Salem in the coming weeks and months ahead, so fans will need to stay tuned to see how he enters the day's canvas. Are you excited about Wes Razmi's return to Duel? Comment below. Watch your favorite Peacock soap daily, and check this site out often for the best Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, and updates. Days of Our Lives exposes Brady Black. Got quite the shock this last week when he learned Marlena Evans kept a devastating secret from him about his daughter, Rachel Black. Brady is reeling, and he's furious at Marlena, and their family has been ripped apart. We're going to talk about how bad things are about to get between Brady and Marlena now that Rachel's in Bayview, and Brady knows Marlena has been lying to his face for quite a while. For a very long time, pretty much his entire life, Brady has been very close to his stepmom, Marlena. Their love for John Black was one of many family ties they had in common that made their relationship so strong. But now Brady is disgusted with Marlena, and he moved out. It seems like he is at a breaking point and couldn't take anymore. We all know that Brady's life has already been crazy this year. His son Tate Black thought he got Sophia Choi pregnant, and then it turned out Aaron Green was the father. Tate was devastated thinking he wasn't going to meet his baby, and then found out it wasn't even his baby, which was a secondary shock. So, Brady's been there throughout Tate's year-long ordeal, and it took a toll on both of them. Brady's had his hands very full this year with his daughter Rachel. She is so much like her mom, Kristen DiMera. Rotten to the core and ruthless when it comes to getting what she wants. Like Kristen, Rachel never stops. She successfully chased away every woman Brady dated, hoping against hope that he and Kristen would reconcile. When it got really bad, Brady and Kristen put Rachel in therapy after she helped kidnap Ava Vitale. Sadly, the therapist hasn't made much progress with Rachel. Remember, there was that open CPS file on her because of all the mischief and troublemaking she's in. More recently, this troubled kid found an old article about Sarah Horton and the big Mackenzie-Rachel baby swap. Rachel learned that Sarah had kidnapped her. Plus, Rachel also found out online that Sarah had a pistachio allergy. After Rachel saw Brady and Sarah hug, she decided to do a bad thing. Rachel plopped some pistachio ice cream into Sarah's sundae at the pub, knowing that the doc was deathly allergic and that the stunt could kill her. But before Sarah started to eat the ice cream, Rachel was asking about the kidnapping, and she found out she had a very bad read on Sarah and that she actually really loves her. So, Rachel tried to stop her, but it was too late. Thankfully, Sarah survived. But let's face it, that kid is a scary little psycho. At that point, Rachel was already so much scarier than Brady even knew, because Marlena, Kristen, and EJ DiMera were sitting on the biggest secret. When Sarah started wheezing as the nuts brought on anaphylactic shock, that's what triggered Rachel's memory, and she recalled shooting her uncle EJ. At the hospital, Rachel confessed the staggering truth to Brady. She shot EJ, and it wasn't Kristen. Brady ran and told his sister Belle Black all the stuff his kiddo did, including the shooting, and she was just as shocked about Rachel. They talked about how they needed to spare Marlena the stress and not tell her about Rachel because Marlena just had pacemaker surgery. But then she figured out that Brady and Belle were hiding something on Days of Our Lives. Brady got the biggest shock because he admitted she's known for a while that Rachel shot EJ and that Kristen took the fall to protect their daughter. Marlena felt justified because she thought it was best for Rachel's memories to return organically. But Brady doesn't see keeping the secret from him as the best thing.